It is the final day of campaigning before Tuesday's crucial midterm elections in the United States. Young voters played a decisive role in both of Barack Obama's election victories, but many younger people typically skip the midterms. Andy Gallagher reports from New Orleans on efforts to get them to polling stations.
At the New Israel Baptist Church, Pastor Douglas Hayward preaches about the power of the ballot box.
Now we're trying to encourage the rest of the people to get out and vote. It's very, serious.
Like many church leaders, he's focused on inspiring young people to get involved in politics. But he's also acutely aware that it can be an uphill battle.
I think voters are one of the most important things that there is because of our forefathers having such a hard time not voting at all and had a desire to. Now here we are, we have an opportunity to vote, and some people don't want to vote.
National campaigns like the one from Rock the Vote are aimed at changing that. But even star-studded viral videos may have limited effect. While El Halaby is a 25-year-old musician who moved to New Orleans more than a year ago. He's had plenty of chances to register to vote, and whilst he's aware of the midterm elections, they haven't piqued his interest. Like many young voters, he doesn't feel like there's anything at stake for him.
Probably if there was like someone who was going to be elected, and he was saying, oh, if I get elected, I'm going to make street musicians' lives amazing. And I'm like, hell yeah, okay, it's time to go vote for this guy because it directly affects my life. But right now, I don't see that.
Despite that, Louisiana has one of the highest rates of young voters in the US. But academics say midterm elections simply don't hold the same appeal as presidential elections.
If they're not really seeing results from the two parties, and it's not a big election and there's not a presidential race on the ballot, they sometimes feel like it's not worth their time to come out to vote.
The so-called millennial generation then has a powerful electoral voice in Louisiana. But here and elsewhere, young voters are increasingly shunning midterm voting. According to the US Census Bureau, the number of young voters who turned out to the midterm elections in 1964 stood at just over 50%. But by 2012, that figure had dropped to 38%. That equates to the loss of tens of thousands of young voices who, in an election this close, could make all the difference. Andy Gallagher, Al Jazeera, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Well, let's look at what's at stake in the vote. Control of both houses of Congress is up for grabs. All 435 seats in the House of Representatives will be contested, as well as a third of the 100 Senate seats. And it's those 36 seats we'll be watching the closest. The Democrats have a majority there now, 10 ahead of the Republicans. If just 6 Senate seats change hands, the Republicans will win control. And given they already have a majority in the House of Representatives, it could make life very difficult for President Obama. Jason Johnson is a professor of political science and communication at Hiram College. He's joining us from Washington, D.C. Jason, always good to talk to you. Can the Democrats retain control of the Senate, or are we going to see the Republicans controlling both the Senate and the House of Representatives, which, as we've mentioned, they already control? Is it a foregone conclusion here?
It's possible that the Democrats could keep the Senate. I don't think it's very likely. I think that a reasonable gambling person at this point would say that the Republicans are going to take over the Senate. The only real question is how much of victory are they going to get? Will they take over the Senate by just 1 seat? Will they get the 6 seats that they need? Or could they possibly go up to 8 or 9? That's really what's on the table here. I don't think it's likely that the Democrats can hold on to control.
And what will that mean? I mean, what will Republican control of both the House of Representatives and the Senate mean for the rest of the Obama presidency and American policy?
Well, it means that there's going to be a continual dropping down of what America really thinks about American government. One of the things that we've talked about a lot in going to this election is how unpopular Barack Obama is. His approval numbers are in the low 40s. But what's also important to remember is that American approval of Congress is at 14%. So while Republicans may take over the House and now the Senate, they're just going to continue to be unpopular, and that drags down the president. Very little is going to get done until he leaves office.
And then what will that mean for that upcoming presidential race next year, in 2016 rather?
That becomes a challenge. Most of the Republicans who are the most prominent candidates to get the nomination in 2016 will come out of the Senate. You'll have Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio from Florida, Rand Paul from Kentucky, and they're going to be battling in the Senate to determine, look, what's our agenda going to be for 2016? Because you can't run for president by just saying, I spent the last 2 years stopping Barack Obama. They have to be able to demonstrate that they've improved something on immigration reform, the war against ISIS, or possibly done improvements in the Affordable Care Act.
Just a last question, Jason. We've seen that voter turnout is low in midterm elections. Could we see a higher turnout this time because the Democrats have the Senate to lose here?
I think you've seen a lot of higher turnout in early voting in places like Iowa, North Carolina, and Florida. I don't know what the overall numbers are going to be right now, but we have seen an uptick because really many places people are realizing that these races, these elections could have a huge impact on our economy going forward. So I think we'll see an uptick in some places and average low turnout in others. Jason Johnson, Professor of Political Science and Communication at Hiram College. Always good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. Thank you. Thank you.
Now,